Hi guys, Angie Bell with My Fairy Treasures. Hey, let me just make sure we are in business here. I don't think I had it perfect before. Let me bring this down. Just a second. Okay, what we're working with, let me make sure you guys can, no, you can't see that. Let's bring the camera up. I want you to see the bottom of this whole thing. Okay, bear with me. Okay, let me make sure you guys can see my hand right there. Okay, very good. All right, so I took my Pocahontas. Oh, and remember I told you the black Disney princess and I couldn't think of her name? It's Tiana. And as soon as I got off camera, I went, oh, you idiot, it's Tiana. So that was, when I showed you the, I showed you Tiana, and I had hand-drawn her, my own version of her, like I've hand-drawn my own version of Pocahontas, and put her in one of these mixed media collage backgrounds. So I took Pocahontas, because remember I showed you guys that this was a picture I did of her. I drew her, painted her all up, and then I did a total mixed media background. And I'll show you the whole picture. On the other side, I think I have some other stuff on the other side of it, but this is like half the picture. So anyway, I made a color copy of it, and then I cut her out, and I put her in my piece. So what I want to show you guys is how I put her in here so it doesn't look just like pasted in, you know? So here we go. The first thing I want to do is I want to take my Posca pen, the broad tipped one, and I already started doing it over here, just outlining her a little bit, letting the paint dry for like a second or two, and then swiping my finger. So we just put like a little halo around her. Okay, so I'm going to start doing that now. Okay, and we'll let that dry for just a second. Okay, let's take this and just go down. Bam. That looks good. And then we'll take it around her shoulders. Hold on for a second. And you know what, while we're doing that, we'll just go ahead and while we're waiting, we'll just go ahead and start outlining it here. You don't want to wait too long. I mean, it's going to dry here. But the Posca is nice for smearing. It's nice, period, but you can really smear it and blend it out. All right, let me just let that dry for a second, and we'll smear it. Unlike my my Jane Davenport white paint over pen that I love, it's called Unicorn. It's also a marker. It's a white paint pen. This one you can't smear very easily. I mean, it dries quick. So I always said that this was my favorite one, this Jane paint over pen, but you know, I think I've lied. I like them both. I love the Posca, and I love the Jane paint over pen in Unicorn, and the white Posca pen broad tip. So I would get both of these in your little arsenal if you can. These are fabulous. Okay. That looks good. Okay, so now the next thing I want to do is, okay, she's in the water, right? So I want to bring some of this water over onto her, so that she looks like she's in the painting. Like maybe she's, you know, a little bit underwater or coming out of the water is what I want it to really look like. Okay, so right here we have a little bit of purple. So let's just add a little bit of purple. I have my little palette of the pink, the purple, and that magenta. What is that? Hot pink or magenta? Whatever. Okay. Oops. Oh yeah, that's what I want to do. Okay. take my baby wipe just to kind of smear it a little bit more. There we go. And then let's take some of the pink here. I know people were wondering, like, how are you going to make that look right? How are you going to put her in the painting after you cut her out? That's what I love about mixed media. Like, you can do whatever, you know? You can mix everything together. It is the bomb. That is what I love, love, love about mixed media. Okay, and then this purple. No, I need to do some magenta. Or this. Yeah, I'm going to call it magenta. Whatever. Okay, and just coming across. Okay. And then I'm going to take my baby wipe again and just kind of smear that, so it just smears it and across a little bit more. Okay. And you know, it might go right into some of her hair too. If I can get enough paint on my finger. All right, that's good enough. The white will go right over it. Okay, so in between all of this, I want to throw in some white, okay? Okay. Here we go. And we're going to use the baby wipe in just a second. Do I want to keep that in her hair? Maybe I don't. Maybe a little bit. There we go. Okay, so I want to take my baby wipe and just smear this out a little bit. When you want something to look a little bit translucent, especially like water, you can take your baby wipe and just go over it just a little bit. And that'll smear it out. You can also create, with the baby wipe and paint, you can create mist, you can create fog, you can create smoke. And I need to incorporate some fog, some smoke, fog, smoke. What else did I just say? Smog, smoke, and what else? I said something else. Anyway, it's at the end of the day, you guys. Sorry, my brain is like, whoa. All right, let's go ahead and mist. That was the other one. And what's the difference between all of them? They kind of all look the same. But when you're doing smoke, it's traveling up like this. When you're doing smog or mist, it's usually traveling this way. So. I want a little bit of this pink in through here too. And I especially wanted to do a heavy coloring on the bottom here because that's where I cut her thing out. So I wanted to get some heavy paint down there, really blend her into the piece. And let's put a little bit of white on top. So as you can see, you guys, it's just a little of this and it's a little of that. And keep going until you like what you see. There's no complete wrong or right answer. It's just keep going till you like it. And that's what I love about mixed media. You keep going till you like it. And if you want an overdone page like mine are done, you just keep going. I know some people are like, God, you do kind of a lot. Well, yeah, I do. I'll admit that. Okay, I'm going to do some splatters on here too. I think that would look really cool. So let me do a little bit of splattering. But I need to, or I'll do splattering, which is going to represent like stars or snow or whatever. But I need a piece of paper really quick to cover her face. So just a second. Yeah, I don't want her face to get... Yeah, I don't care if her hair gets it because I would like to see some on her hair. But I don't want to see any on her face. Sometimes I do, you know. That'd be cool to have like snow or stars going over her face too, a few of them, but in this case I don't. Okay, so there we go. So let me get my fan brush, or I was going to use a fan brush, but I'll use my scruffy brush, this one. I gotta find my scruffy brush because this one girl reminded me. I have it right here. Remember when I did, wait, is this it? Yeah, this is one of them. I have another one too. Remember when I did the clouds and I was like going like this? And then I puffed them out and then I left some just kind of scrunchy. You can use a scruff brush like this. And this is actually a Donna Dewberry, because I do her one stroke painting. I learned that a long time ago. Anyway, that's in her brush, and that's in her kits. And you get the scruffy brush. So you can also do clouds with the scruffy brush. Not just a brush that's kind of tattered like this one. Anyway, just thought I'd mention that. And mainly for myself, because I completely forgot that I had that brush. Okay. That's the problem sometimes when you start collecting so much stuff, you just kind of forget the things you have. You got to really go through your stuff. And every time you get ready to do a project, go through your stuff, go shopping. Go shopping in your craft room. Get a basket like you're going shopping and start pulling stuff. Oh, I just saw something else I'm going to do to this. I think it'll look really cool. Excited. Okay, let's just go right there. Okay. Then I'll go this right here so we can get a little bit on this side of her hair. So everything, you know, looks kind of even. Okay. Equal opportunity with those splatters. Okay, so I love that. I love it. It looks like snow, or it looks like stars, whatever you want it to be. So what I thought is, in her hair, since she has all that black hair, let's throw in some stars. Heck yeah. Okay. Make sure that you guys are still seeing, and you know what, I should come in closer because these stars are little. So let me, okay, you guys know how it is, so I'm trying to get things right when I kind of come in, so bear with me. All right, that's a little closer. Okay, so favorite brush, one of my favorite brushes, this liner brush. Okay, take some white paint. Okay. And you guys, if you just turn this video on, this is the third part of this video. So go back to part 1 and then part 2, and then this will make more sense to you. So, because some people are like, what the heck are you doing? But I like to come back and make sure I show you guys how I finish things up, how things ended up, not just, but it's impossible to get everything done in one sitting with this kind of work. It takes a while. Like I have like maybe 5 hours into this piece altogether. So, oh, and then I will show you guys the things that I finished up off screen. Like right here, this whole thing right here, I finished up off screen because it was the same stuff I've been doing. I put birds on here. I put shooting stars, small stars, shooting stars. So I just did the same MO on this and made its own little planet. So I wanted to show you that. And then over here where the roses are, I told you I was going to make those roses. These are all 3 different roses. I was going to make those into water features or waterfalls. And so I showed you guys how to do it here, but I just went ahead and finished it up. On the houses right here, I went ahead and finished up putting snow or water, whichever one you want to say. We'll say it's water because there's water coming off, this big puddles of water coming off, and I finished it up here and here. So I think those are the things I finished up off camera. But it was the same techniques I've already been doing, so that's what I try to do off camera, is the techniques that I've already shown you. When I get towards finishing up, then I can just do it off camera because I've already showed you those techniques. I think this looks cool. It just hit me right now. And that's what's cool about this work. You know, you just let it kind of organically happen. But while I was making the water, I was like, oh, all that black hair, that could be like another dimension. I could put some planets in her hair too. But I think I'm not. I'm just going to put these stars. So in her hair, these splatters in here are definitely stars. The splatters on her clothing is like snow or water. It's your world. You can have it be whatever you want. Okay. Okay, sorry I'm getting quiet on you guys. I'm just focusing. And this video is not going to be very long. Like the other ones are like, you know, like an hour, hour and a half, something like that. This one won't be as long. Because we're just finishing this up. But you see all these little things right here really puts her in the painting. Not like she was just pasted in like I did. Okay, I'm going to show you something else that's going to be major to do. It's a small thing, but major to do to put her in the painting. Okay, so we're going to take a shooting star, and we're going to start the shooting star in her hair and come out, right? And do a shooting star over here. Like, let's do it right now. Okay, let's take a shooting star right there and shoot it out into the picture. Bam. See, that just automatically brings her right into the painting, because now we started on her, but we shot it out to the rest of the picture. So these are those little techniques I was saying that I was going to show you that I do to put her in your work, or whatever subject you're doing. It could be an animal, whatever. And your subject, you don't even have to have a subject. You could just do the world and not even put a subject in your work. I just like to, I don't always, but I'm working on these Disney princesses. I want to do all the Disney princesses, so. Okay, I'm trying to get this right. Just your second, people. Sometimes, let me grab some more white paint. Sometimes, what was I gonna say? Oh, it's the angle. Sometimes it's the angle that I'm at, and like right now, that's what's weird to me. I can't turn my page because you guys need to be able to see. So sometimes I have to do things a couple of times because I'm at some weird angle. Okay. When I'm off camera and I'm working, I turn this thing all kinds of ways, but I can't do that. So, all right, let's do some shooting stars, and let's do some shooting stars on her clothes. There we go. Yeah, I don't want this shooting star that goes into her hair. We don't need that one. That one's not necessary. But let's do a few more on her clothes. Okay. That looks good. And I'm trying to see if we need to do any more. I think that that's enough, but let's do, actually, let's do another one like here. Okay, see how messy that is? Urgh. It's because I'm at some weird angle that I can't get it in there. Okay, you guys get the point. So I'm probably going to throw a couple more shooting stars on this side, but I need to turn this whole thing around, and I don't want to get out of focus. So we're good for now. But you guys get the point. Jeez. I'm trying to think, is there anything else I want to do on this? I think I am good. And you guys, I will, I've already drawn up and painted quite a few Disney princesses, and they're on, I think I have a video on a lot of them, I think on most of them. But the next one I do, I will make sure that I get, I'll do a video just coloring up the princess. I don't do a lot of my drawings. I haven't ever drawn online and done a video because drawing takes me a while. It's not like it's easy for me. It's not hard, but it's not easy either. Well, and I shouldn't say that. Sometimes it is easy. And I'll draw a Disney princess or whatever I want to draw in like 20 minutes. And sometimes it takes like 2 damn hours. So drawing's weird, you know? So it depends on what you're drawing. It depends on how much energy you have. It takes a lot of energy to draw. It takes focus. So it depends on your energy level, your focus, what you're drawing, how many times you've drawn something like that before. So, okay, you guys get the point. So that, I think that's it. But look how much better that looks. She looks more in the painting. Now that by just putting some water over her, putting the shooting stars and then shooting them out, like landing on her hair and her outfit, it brings her right into the painting. You know, while you guys are here, I'm going to do one more right here. I love that. Like 3 shooting stars shooting on her. That looks cool. I didn't know if I was going to be like overkill or not, but what am I talking overkill? My whole painting is overkill. So why am I concerned now? Anyway. Okay, you guys. I think that is it. If not, it's close enough. You can go on forever with these things. But, you know, that's not true. You can't go on forever. Because you keep going, you're going to mess up. Because, like, you can only do so much crap to all this stuff. So, you know, you do need to stop at some point. Or it's going to start looking like a mess. It's going to go from looking like, God, you did a lot, to, like, a mess. Anyway. All right, you guys. That is it. Let me just let me come back out so you guys can get a good view of the whole thing together. Let me come back down. Bring her back down so you guys can see everything. Or at least most of everything. Just a second. Yeah, you guys got a pretty good view of everything. Okay, so that is it, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this. So if you go back to part 1, you'll see what I started with. I started with some collage pieces from magazines. I'll just review it really quick. The magazine pieces that I originally used, and this is 11 by 14 piece of poster board. I like to work about that size. And if you want to make copies of your work, you can do it 11 by 14, and you can either get 11 by 14 copies, or you can shrink those down to 8.5 by 11 or 8 by 10. I do 8 by 10, so it fits into 8 by 10 frames. If you're gonna make, I want to tell you guys something. When you go to make copies, ask them to put it in map settings wherever you go. Like you go to Office Max, that's where I go. Ask them for map settings. Map settings will give you a really nice, pretty, crystal clear color, and it will look very close to your original work. Also, I use a thing called brochure paper. It's a lot like photo paper, but it's even better. It has a shine to it, and it really takes to the color well, and there's a nice thickness to the paper. It's called brochure paper. It's at the office store too. Where do I go? Office Max, or do I go to Staples? I think it's Staples, you guys, but it don't matter. They have both. They have all that at either place. So map settings. When you go get your prints, ask them for map settings, and also get brochure paper. It's not expensive, you guys. You get like 100 sheets for 12 bucks. I actually got lucky. They had a sale, like a half price sale one day when I was in there, and I bought 100 sheets for 6 bucks. So I just cleared house and bought like $20 worth. You guys know how I do it. If I see a sale, it is all over. Anyway, I wanted to explain the original pieces, the collage bits that I put in here, collage pieces that I got out of magazines. That was a candy raptor. That was a perfume bottle turned upside down, so I wanted to kind of look like it's a hot air balloon, or just resemble it. This was some ring, but I just turned it into a planet. This is a butterfly. Isn't it gorgeous? And I have bubbles coming up all over the butterfly. This was some houses, kind of they're kind of vintagey houses. I'm trying to think, Victorian houses. And I went ahead and, you know, did water just pouring off these houses and water pouring everywhere off the windows. And then these were roses. I did 1, 2, 3 roses and made these into a little water feature. I did the water down here. This right here was what was this? I think this was a perfume bottle also, and I had little people in it, but I had to find a place for my girl, so she went over that. So this, I don't know what the hell this is. This is a piece of, it might be a perfume, half a perfume bottle. It might be a piece of jewelry. I don't really know, but it was cool and it fit into here, so I put that there. So you see what I'm saying? And then I did all these paint techniques, that if you watch part 1, part 2, part 3, you'll see what I did. Just a second, I see something that needs to be, oh, what is that? Okay, this needs to be fixed. I don't know. It's like there's a break in the paint. I must have ran my hand through it or something. Okay, there we go. So get yourself some collage pieces, start looking in magazines, start cutting out some cool stuff. Oh, and this is one other thing I want to explain. A lot of times what I do is, this is my MO. This does not have to be your MO, okay? But this is what I do a lot of times when I'm starting from scratch. And I'm not doing reverse collage. Look for my videos on that. You'll see what reverse collage is. But I start with a sky here. Oh, this middle part right here is a sky cut out. The piece was only this big. But the reason I cut that out is then I get my colors that I want for my sky. I mean, this is a gorgeous sky. And so it started out with the magazine piece I put right in the middle. Well, I didn't have it going all the way across. You can if you want. So I just painted with paint to match that sky. And then the whole sky here ended up like that. If you watch the part 1, part 2, you'll see that. What else was I going to say? I just got lost. I was going to say something else. Oh, what I tend to do is I tend to do sky here. I throw in some mountains. Oh, that mountain right there. I threw that in too. That's a mountain right there. That's a mountain piece. I threw that in somehow. Or maybe it was connected to the sky. I can't remember. And then I usually throw in some buildings of some sort. Buildings, castles. Mostly I love castles and houses and things like that. And then I usually throw like an animal of some sort in my piece somewhere. I love to use lots of moons. I took this candy and made it into a planet or a moon. I love to use perfume bottles. Okay, and then when I get down to here, I usually do water on the bottom. And then I usually do something else here. I could do a watch piece. I could do these roses. I don't know. But I try to make it so that there's a sky. There's some type of building, which is usually castles or old houses or something like that. And then water down here. And then fill in the rest of it with whatever. And then with these pieces, I always make sure that, I don't worry about it. I just create the world and then I fit my girl and I just move her around until I like where she fits. So, okay, you guys, that is it. Let me shut the hell up. I've been talking long enough. I'm sure you guys are like, okay, Angela, you're done. Be quiet. All right, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd love for you to do so. If you can give this video a thumbs up, that'd be great. Any comments or questions, leave below. Come visit me on Facebook and